Hello, folks, and welcome to the stream. I am joined right now by Vicky from Redstart Interactive, who's here to tell us all about Get a Grip Chip. So, Vicky, hi, thanks for joining me.
Hi, thanks for having me, Caroline.
Absolutely. So, tell us about the game.
Well, Get a Grip Chip, you play as the title character Chip, who's working in this factory called Roboco with his friend Scannet Janet, and one day there is a accident and Janet gets bonked in the head and she starts going nuts and basically blasts a hole in the ground, and you, Chip, get sent to the bottom of Roboco, and you've got to climb your way back up. So it's a grappling platformer, and the main the main thing you can do is grapple onto bolts and dodge obstacles and zip your way through Roboco.
Awesome. That sounds super fun. So when you say grappling, you're like talking like an actual grappling hook, right? Not like wrestling someone.
Yeah, that has come up about like whether you're like wrestling or yeah, hooking on to objects. And then yeah, so you grapple to the bolts and then you can just move whatever your direction in that you want to move. So like the whole mechanic, I guess, behind the game is you actually Chip doesn't jump, but Chip is does even better without the jumping because Chip can attach to balls and then instead of like having go like boop 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 boop, you can go like anyway.
So fun. How did you come up with the idea?
So we were actually looking for a mechanic that would just be fun and unusual. And so we had some ideas lying around and we wanted to just pick one. And we obviously there was the jumping platformer and we could do like a run and gun or we could do melee. Um, and I think we didn't want to do jump because it's been done a lot and we really wanted to take the time and like just explore a new mechanic that would still be fun to play. So the grapple made it out a prototype in the, I guess, best place that we like the most.
Awesome. So when you're saying we, I assume you're talking about the team at Red Start Interactive. So who all is on your team?
Yeah, so we've got John Lowitz, Aaron Hoffman, Catherine DeFeo, Nate Belial, and Chris Murdoch. So covering art and programming primarily. Those are the main parts. And yeah. And we also had a sound designer, Brent Richards, and for the music was composed by Stimmerman.
Awesome. So is this your first game, 100th game, somewhere in between?
First game.
Excellent. So this is the first time that the team has shipped or has a game going into production.
Yeah, first one.
That's so cool. How did you all get together?
So I think we've all known each other through the years, through school and through work, and this was always a loose group of people that had really wanted to make a game, and we decided to go for it at the end of 2019,
Hmm.
and and just decided to just see what we could make over the course of uh, a year, and
That's
yeah.
awesome. So where are you in production now?
So we launched on Steam and we're in the process of launching on the Switch.
Congrats.
Thanks. Yeah. And so like I guess in the process we've submitted to Nintendo and are awaiting to hear back. And I we're expected to launch soon after that. So
Awesome. That's excellent. So you've got the game out on Steam. You are eagerly awaiting a release on the Nintendo Switch. What's next? What's next for the company?
so I think next up is project number two. And
Awesome.
yeah, that'll just I think right now we're in the planning phases and pre-production, so that'll actually take 2 to 3 a month or so,
Hmm.
or we really start like the early like builds of it. And I think we'll probably just we'll take 2021, and each project is, you know, an improvement on the last one, so we're going to take what we learned from the first project and improve a few things and then build on what worked really well for the first one
That's
from the.
awesome. So are you thinking it's going to be a something in a similar vein? Is it going to be in the same universe or like totally different game, totally different mechanics?
um it's likely I mean, there, yeah, like, so one of the considerations is staying within 2D, and then within that is we'll consider staying within, like, you know, that like side scroller view, not a
Hmm.
side scroller, or we can like delve into top down 2D.
Cool.
Unlikely we'll do 3D.
Yeah, it's a different beast entirely.
Yeah, so that would be a really big jump, but a lot of the tools, we were really happy with the tools that we built, so I think like we'll try to expand on that a little bit and see what we can do from there.
Awesome. So this actually is a pretty good segue. I was gonna like ask, what tools, like how do you get started doing this? But that's a good segue into asking about like, so let's say somebody's, getting started, they want to do game development, they want to do what you're doing, they have no idea where to start. What advice do you have for them?
Um, I would actually, I'd say definitely come check out a lot of these festivals like BostonFIG, um, PAX. They're actually really regional. I think New York is playcrafting, and but like we'd heard of Boston Fig and PAX before this, and so we had seen a lot of games, and I would talk to the developers and just like get their take on just like their process, and maybe you can like, I mean, it's like-minded people, so
Hmm.
you'll be able to like, you know, just find a small project to work on or at least check out. Another one I recommend is actually playtesting, and just going to playtests, or and now like a year later is being on Discord, and like um if someone is offering up a game for playtest, I definitely recommend like trying it out and just giving your feedback or your experiences and what was going through your head while you were playing, and you'll get a slice of the game, of a unfinished product, and I think that teaches a lot about what the what the different steps are in the production process as well.
Yeah, that's a really good insight. It's something I had never even thought of before, but yeah, playing games when they're in that raw stage really helps you kind of understand, like, okay, how is this person actually, what's going on behind the scenes here? How are they actually building this?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, and seeing like what's not working and what is working, and yeah, it, like, you know, helps you like reach out to the developers and the artists, and like kind of gets in their head a little bit. And I will say we did just like, I think we did go to, we have been to PAX before, and
Mhm.
that's we use that as like a talking point, and I think we looked at some games that came through Boston Fig as well, and so that was one thing we done, but we did jump straight into like the game making, and and like over time now we will like try to play test games, and it also like gives back to the development community.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we have a really hungry community here in Boston, especially like for when it comes to being
Yeah,
able to play each other's stuff and give feedback.
yeah, do you guys have Boston Indies, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Boston Indies does a monthly meetup. There's the Game Makers Guild for tabletop games. There's Boston Postmortem. There's the Boston Unity group. Like all this stuff. Actually, I could just plug this and say that if you go to meetup.com/Boston Game Dev, a bunch of these groups have coordinated so that people can just subscribe to one meetup and get the schedule for everything.
Yeah, those were really good. Just like, yeah, to like find play testers and talk about like talk about games and talk to other gamers. I think so we have a similar one in New York, and we just like at the beginning we basically finalized our character control like in the first few months and before we built the game.
Hmm.
And yeah, because there was just like so many minute things we needed for the character with the grappling being just like 360. And so we finalized it at playtesting night
Oh,
session.
cool.
Well, and yeah, it was just like a game dev group in New York, and I think we actually went to Boston Indies online virtually, and that yeah,
Oh,
so that
cool.
like when we were doing more gameplay, and so that it really helped just having a ton of players come through and just seeing all the different perspectives. So I guess that's like another piece of like I think just like advice.
Hmm.
Playtesting is huge. Like
Absolutely.
having people play test your games. Everyone plays a little bit differently. And yeah.
That makes total sense. So where can people find out more about the game, the company, other things, Twitter handles, websites, all that other good stuff?
Yeah. So we have Twitter, which we're Redstart_IO. Facebook is Redstart.io. Instagram is Redstart_IO. And then you can find our Discord on our Twitter bio, and our website is redstart.io. And we've also got the game on Steam as well. And
Excellent.
yes, that's all. You can find us all over the internet.
And people should come visit you at your booth at the festival as well.
Yes, definitely should. We'll be there. We'll be here answering questions, just having a chat, and yeah, and we'll be playing the other games too, or well, looking at the other games as well.
Absolutely. That's half the fun.
Yeah,
Excellent. Vicky, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you at the fest.
yeah. Thank you, Carolyn. See you there.